We are here with Nerve Hooks. Thank you guys for doing the interview with C Squared, presented by Disarray magazine.
No problem.
All right, so I like to start off by introducing yourself and tell us what you do in the band.
My name is Owen. I play guitar and yell.
My name is Richard, and I'm the bassist.
My name is Danny. I also play guitar, but not as well as Owen.
My name is Josh, and I play the drums.
How would you guys describe your sound?
These days, I think our sound, especially at our live shows, is like the pure sound of righteous anger. We individually, collectively, as a community, as a nation, have a lot to be angry about right now. And I think it really comes alive at our shows when our music is just, I'm yelling, I'm pissed off, and I'm talking about the things that make me the maddest I could ever be when people are right there with us in the crowd. So righteous anger is really the sound that comes to mind lately. We like to say heavy, catchy, and fast. We're hardcore punk, a little thrashy here and there, music-wise. What do you guys think?
I concur. That's a good way to put it, yeah. It's a bit, a little metal, a little heavy, but punk and catchy as well. Not like pretty vocals, but kick-ass.
Thrashy punk. I like to say thrashy punk.
I usually just say heavy, but it's fun. Something I read.
So what's your favorite song to play at shows?
There are a few, but I think the number one has to be Dirt Nap, because that's my crowd surf song. I get dropped like 10 out of 10 times. If you guys were at the Woodbridge show, you saw me get dropped, but Dirt Nap is the one because it's easy for people to sing with us. You guys just sing it with us. It's always a good cap to the night, and we invite the whole crowd up on stage, and we have a lot of fun. So for me, it's Dirt Nap.
For me, I think it's Fixture because I get to start the tempo and I'll go as fast as I can and make Owen rap. So let's see.
I like Get Away because I get a cool little bass solo part in there. And also, like, my family like loves that song for some reason, so they love the "get away" chant. So they all just like anytime we talk about shows, whatever, they go "get away, get away." And you follow me around doing that. I think it's funny.
I also like Getaway the most.
Yeah, right.
It's just a fun riff to play, and it's just not. I like shouting Getaway. It's just fun.
Get away. We have a new song we'll tell you about it, but we haven't really played it all together yet. We're gonna try it right now.
How did you guys get the name Nerve Hooks?
So that one, it was in a Facebook Messenger group chat. I mean, with the very first iteration of this band, and it was me and Danny and the other original members of the band, and I'm the new guy, so I was like, I got to come up with a band name. I got to be the one. And we're just tossing out terrible ideas back and forth. And then I was like, I'm gonna look up a list of surgical instruments, and none of them sounded good, including nerve hooks. But I made a list, and someone else in the band was like, nerve hooks, that's it. And it's not that everyone voted yes on the name, but no one voted no. So we ended up being nerve hooks. And today, I'm okay with it. I like nerve hooks. But at the time, I was like, are we really doing this? But it doesn't matter. We love this name.
It was like, it was the best name that we came up with that wasn't already taken.
That's a good way to put it.
All right, can you tell us, how did your band form?
In one word, Craigslist.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, we started like early 2024. I finished school. I went on Craigslist to try to find a band to join, and I found Danny and a group of his friends, and they let me in the band for some reason. Kind of gone from there. What's your perspective on it, Dean?
I was in a band with our previous drummer before Josh, and unfortunately that band was no longer around. We started another band, and that didn't go anywhere. Then we started this band. He ended up playing drums. We had different basses. Owen came in, and then so now we're here.
So for Danny, it was like third time's the charm, and then we met Josh because I heard him playing in a band with my wife, who was my girlfriend at the time, and I was like, we need a drummer, let's get that guy. So we poached him a little bit.
Yeah, it was like 10. His girlfriend texted me and was like, "Hey, my boyfriend's band needs a drummer, and they have a show in 10 days. Do you think you can learn the whole set?" I was like, "All right, let me try." So I guess I did good enough, and here I am. So,
Yeah, he went on like a weekend run with us 10 days after we met him, and we got through it. Those were some good shows. And then we recently brought in Richard to play bass for us, and he's doing a really good job, and we're really proud of him so far.
Are you happy to be included now, Rick?
Yeah, I'm super happy. It's been cool playing live again. Before our first show, I think it was like 10 years or something like that before I played live. So I really want to get back into it. So I was like, it went up the opportunity.
Nice. What do you bring into the table? Like, what's your inspiration, you know?
I think I'm the odd one out. Yeah, I think we're all different. That's true. My favorite band is Radiohead, so
Really odd.
more like an
okay.
indie. Yeah. The indie side. I'm a big fan of the Strokes, Tame Impala. Then I've been getting into some heavier stuff like System of a Down. Super good. Owen told me he was obsessed with them. I got into them as well. I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe I've been missing out on them for so long. So, yeah.
I think my top three would be Melancholy, The Hives, and then Bad Religion.
What about you, Mama?
Yeah, I would say my favorite bands are actually different from my influences, which is kind of funny. But so like I would say like Metallica, System of a Down, like Knock Loose are like some of like my top favorite bands. But like I get influences from like Trash Talk, Ceremony, Angel Dust, like kind of that type of genre. So I don't know why. I think I started writing songs like when I was really into those bands. So I just kind of stuck with that, and it's just kind of my default. Also like old school metalcore, like As Blood Runs Black, Wings of Play, like super old school stuff. So yeah, I think that's just kind of my default writing zone now. So I try to bring that into this band, which kind of gives it a little, like, maybe, yeah.
We are in Upland. Shout out Wings of Plague. For me, I mean, my favorite band is Nerve Hooks. I just finished mixing a song, so I've been listening to a lot of Nerve Hooks lately. Kind of sick of it now. I'm a Metallica guy. Always a Metallica guy. Everyone knows a Metallica guy. I'm one of them. But my influences as far as like writing music, kind of, I like Seisha. I like Slint, which are two kind of weird picks for the music we play, but I take a lot of influence from them. Early Beartooth, Vanna with Davey Muse. I would say hardcore. I listen to a lot of different things, but I'm a metal guy at heart. So when I joined this punk band, I mean, I answered the Craigslist ad. It was a punk band. I was like, yeah, I like punk. I like knew the Misfits logo, but I'm a heavy metal guy, so I've been slowly creeping us that way.
That's cool. I like that. So it's all different. You guys are all different across the board, and you're bringing in all that mix into it. Do you guys share writing the lyrics, or is it just Owen writes them, or?
I always say we are really lucky to be in a band where like ideas are welcome. So it shakes out that I write a lot of lyrics, but that's just because the righteous anger thing. I have I got a lot of shit to get off my chest. But it's not a band where people cannot write lyrics. So Josh has written things, Danny has written things, Richard has written things, and shared them. So it's really not a situation where like people aren't allowed to collaborate, which is cool. I think we're all really open to hearing each other's ideas. Maybe it would be good if someone else said that, not just me.
I think you guys agree?
You're right, though.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, there you
Guess
go.
so.
It's on camera.
Can you tell us how you each got into music?
It was 2008. It was Christmas time. I had just sung in the school Christmas play, and I was pissed off about it because I didn't want to sing in the school Christmas play. I was 10. And I got in the car with my dad, and he said, hey, this is my favorite band. This album just came out. And it was Death Magnetic by Metallica, and it changed my life. I love that album front to back. Rick Rubin, but I love that album, Death Magnetic. That was my start.
I think the very first album I owned was Boulevard of Broken Dreams from Green Day. I think I heard it on like Nickelodeon when I was a kid watching TV or something. And so I told my mom, like, hey, I don't know the name of that song, but I want that album. And so she somehow found it and got it for me. And then the first album I actually bought, like with my own money as a kid, was AC/DC Back in Black. And so I would play that in the car, and my family all hated it. I mean, my siblings, it's not their thing, but they hated his vocals, so understandable. After that, I would say Guitar Hero 3 kind of got me into like my taste is now. So that was really, really influential for me.
When I was like 5 years old, maybe 4, I remember on TV, I don't know what channel or what it was, but I remember I saw the Ramones. And by that time, this was the early 90s, and I'm old, so older than you guys. But I'm going to be 38. So anyways, I remember seeing the Ramones, and I had no idea who they are. I didn't know music or anything, but I just remember seeing, no, not Dee, it was actually CJ Ramone. But anyways, I just remember seeing them rocking out on TV, and I thought, these guys look really cool, especially from what my parents were into, because they immigrated from Mexico, and they like all that bending and like that shoes and all that, those booties. But that's what got me into like wanting to play guitar as a kid. And then, but my first, I guess you could say, CD or album, my mom came home one day with a burned CD of The Offspring Americana. And I thought it was like really, really fucking cool. And I still like it, even though I'm not a big fan of The Offspring.
It just brings back those memories, huh? Yeah.
I've got a similar influence as you. My first introduction to rock music was The Offspring. My brothers, they were like 9 and 11 years older than me. So I think they played Original Prankster. And I was like, yo, this is so cool. I was like, who is this artist? And they told me it's The Offspring. And they gave me Conspiracy of One, Americana, and I think Smash were the 3 albums they had on CD. So I had my little CD player. I was like listening over and over, like, these guys are so good. And yeah, I was like, everything needs electric guitar. That was my 12-year-old decision making.
So how old were you guys when you picked up an instrument?
I was 11. I'd saved up $300, and I got like the starter pack from Guitar Center. It was like this. I think it was the guitar was Laguna. I don't even know who that is, but it came with a Spider 3 practice amp and like a strap. It was like whole starter pack with like a DVD on like how to play. And I threw that away, and then I just like went on YouTube and just learned it from there. So yeah, probably that. I think it was. What did I say? I think it was 11. Yeah, so I've been playing ever since.
I got a guitar as for Christmas, but it was a right-hand guitar and I'm a lefty, so I would try to play it upside down and look at chords, and I'm like, why is this weird? I had to get the string swapped and everything, but didn't play too much guitar. And then I was at my friend's house. He had a drum set. This was when I was fast forward to when I was 21. He had a drum set at his house, and I just like hopped on and played a little bit. And he's like, dude, you have rhythm. Like, I think you might be able to like learn the drums and be good at it. I'm like, all right. And he let me borrow his kit, so I took it home, played it for a few months, just listened to headphones and jammed along, and that's how I learned.
I hope you're still friends with him.
Oh yeah.
Okay, there you go. There you go. Good job, Mitch.
For me, like I said, when I saw the Ramones from 4 or 5 years old, I wanted to play guitar. My parents, I remember going into a music store when I was like 6. My parents wanted to get me a guitar, but they didn't know anything. I didn't know anything about guitar. So they kind of just faded away. And then in middle school, I met a friend who played guitar. And then by 9th grade, he showed me how to play guitar, how to read tabs. And I had to learn how to play just regular right-handed because I'm lefty. So I was used to like, I would go like this and you'd correct me, go the other way. So I taught myself, and then, I learned a little bit of guitar from him, and then, I was able to, my parents saw that I knew a bit of it, and then they took me to Sanash and bought me a Carlo Rebelli, like a $90 guitar and a little 15-watt Fender amp, and I just started playing from there at 14.
Wow, that's cool.
When I was like 8 or 9, my parents got me a first act acoustic guitar, and I just broke it, I think, the day they got it, because I just kept tightening the strings over and over in the next snap, so they did not get me another guitar until I was about 14, and I really, really, really wanted a guitar. They got me one for Christmas. It's that black Epiphone Les Paul Special 2 back on that rack over there. And that night, so it was time to actually play guitar. I didn't break the neck on that one. That night I Googled how to play Master of Puppets on guitar, and I realized that it's gonna take some work. Same as Richard, started learning on YouTube. Couple weeks later, my dad, he's like, "Hey, you're not playing that guitar. What's the deal? We bought you that guitar." I was like, "No, I am. I haven't plugged it in yet because I'm really bad." It took me a little bit to get confident enough to even like turn the amp on. And once I did, I think my parents regretted buying me the guitar because I was still bad. But that was it. Since then, I played guitar, and I got to play that guitar at one of our shows just a couple months ago, and that was really cool. That felt full circle.
What would you say are your band's goals?
Danny always says one.
Get rich. I don't care about that. I just want to get rich. That would be nice, earn money. But I just want to play. For me, I just want to play for as many people as we can, as long as it's not okay wisely. I just want to play as many venues as we can. Just play as much as we can. It's my goal.
The next moment crew.
No, just kidding.
I want to play at the Hollywood Bowl.
I didn't know you wanted to do that. We also are growing community. We're putting on a Nerfest show. By the time you see this, it will have passed. But Nerfest is an Inland Empire DIY music festival. So we don't just like playing shows. We like putting them on, building community. So we just want to keep rising. A high tide, or all boats rise with the tide. So just keep growing with our friends, the bands we know. Get like 1,000 streams on Spotify, make our 0.02 cents, and ride off into the sunset.
You guys ever wanted to do like let's just say a California tour?
I think any tour would be cool.
Yeah.
That would be cool. Yeah, but
It's in the future.
It's in the future.
who knows?
I think there is, it might sound like a cop-out, but I think there really is a lot of like value and potential to like working the area that you live in and like growing something meaningful there, instead of just kind of stringing up the coast and hoping it works out and grabbing a couple Instagram followers in every city. Like that's really cool, and it's an experience that you can't replace touring, but that's not our plan right now, because I think there's more longevity to like building the like real base and like community relationships that we are building right now. So that's where we are at this moment, but touring is in the future.
How about 5 years from now?
I think
Very rich, yeah. I guess me personally, I just want to keep seeing what the next level that we can get to, whatever, if that means playing like in a well-known venue or just growing a bigger audience. But I don't know, I just want to keep reaching goals and keep having goals, even if I don't know what necessarily right now what my goals are. I just want to have a goal, more short-term goals. Let's try to play, like, I think our me and Owen would be let's play with Pomona, Glass House, and then Fox. Those would be cool. Like, I guess me personally, years ago, I saw the Flatliners playing at the Rock Scene, and I was like, I could play something like this. This is a cool venue. And then with my old band, I was like, let me see if I can get us a key. Like, obviously they got the fight. And that was cool. And then with this band, we played a few times at the light room, and we actually got our name on the marquee, and that was really cool. And I just felt like, nice. I met one of my personal goals, but I just want to keep going as much as we can.
as much as it feels like we've accomplished in the last couple of years of this band, it also feels like we're at a beginning. I mean, we have a solid lineup that we plan to take with us for the next 5 years. These guys signed contracts, so we can't do that. It really does feel like a beginning. Of course, it's all about the music, so we're gonna put out good music. Continue to like define our sound, because we're not really there yet. We don't know exactly what. We're still looking for it, and I think anyone would be foolish to say they stopped looking for their sound or they stopped looking for their best song. I really feel like we're just getting started.
I agree. I like the chase. Just always go for the next thing, never settle.
Is there a memory that you guys have had that stood out as a band?
There are so many to count, but I think one of them is when we put on IE Altpunk #1. So our concert series where we find cool bands in our area and highlight them and put on shows. #1, the very first one we did, and I walked into the venue, it was Rowdy's in Rancho Cucamonga, and I remember thinking like, fuck, there's people here. Like there was a crowd, like there were people there to see the bands play. So that was really cool. Like that just felt like big to me. Like, oh, we're doing something that's not just, you know, for our own egos. We're actually like helping other people get shows and putting something together. But on stage, I have two. One was first time we played the Viper Room and they opened the curtains in front of us and there were people there. That's a common theme for me. I'm always surprised when people come to see us play. And then another one was at DBA 256 in downtown Pomona. Shout out DBA. My first time crowd surfing, I got dropped on my head, and the look in our bassist Fiona's eyes as we made eye contact on my way down in slow motion. I remember that. That was a memory. That is fresh.
Yes.
Yeah, I got one that stands out. It was also the first time we played the Viper Room. I was pretty nervous. Also, that whole, I think the day before, me and my girlfriend at the time broke up. So I was like, oh my God, I'm having a rough time. I was like, I gotta play a show. Like this is good. You know, there's a lot of energy going on. And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just do my best. I remember Danny before the show was just like, all right, guys, we're here for a reason. Like we fucking got this, and gave us all fist bumps all around. That felt really good. And I remember like playing that show felt so good. Like all of that energy just went into my performance, and I played the fuck out of those drums. Yeah. And I remember I like stood up at the end during the Dirt Nap breakdown. I stood up on my drum set, hit the shit out of it. My friend after told me, he's like, bro, you looked that scary. So, yeah.
I'm over you.
Yeah. So that was a good one.
For me, one more memorable memories is our first show at the Eagle's Nest, and mainly it's our first show. We were terrible, and mainly because I had pink eye. You know, I'm trying to play with sunglasses on, you know, and it's dark, and I can't even see because I have shades on. I take them off, I still can't see because I have stuff coming out of my eye. And yeah, I don't know. That one is for me. It's just memorable because
If you go to YouTube and go to Nerve Hooks on YouTube and sort by oldest and see like our very first videos, it is that show, and you can see Danny in an almost pitch black room with his sunglasses on and just praying for his life to hit the right thread.
I look like an asshole. Like, oh, who's this guy? I think he's cool with glasses hanging around, but I was just trying to hide.
It was the right thing to do.
Yeah.
I remember during that show, my first show ever, about 15 seconds into the very first song, I have to start singing, and I just remember thinking, get me the fuck off of this stage. I don't know what I'm doing up here. I wasn't meant to be the singer. We had a singer who left the band a week before our first show, and I was like, okay, well, one of us is singing. I guess it's me, and that was scary. But like, we didn't get booed off stage. Someone booed, but it wasn't the first to get off stage. That was a good show overall.
Do you have any advice for, let's say, bands out there where maybe they're going through something similar before they hit the stage?
The only way to get through it is to get through it. You have to just do it. Like, do it, whether it's like starting a band, whether it's playing an instrument, whatever it is, just do it. Stop thinking like, what's the best way to do it? What do I need to buy to do it? Who do I need to meet? Just do it. Find a way to make it happen. Hit up someone like Nerve Hooks, a band that you know, and say, hey, do you need an opener for your show? Can you give me advice? Hit people up in your community, because we all were at the same place. And we like to look big and bad and professional on Instagram, but like, we're figuring it out. So if you hit us up because you're figuring it out too, we're gonna work together. It'll be really pleasant. That's my advice. You just gotta do it.
I would say, don't be yourself on stage. Be who you want to be. Because that's like the one place where it's going to be accepted. Just go wild.
This guy's laughing. What's up, dude? He laughed at that comment. Why?
Like, I guess for me, like, when it comes to like being on stage and playing nerves or whatever, I just try to think of it as like just like a rehearsal, whatever. Just play. But try to look cool too if you can. You know, don't be like stiff like this one. But you know, try to get people into it. Try to move. But just think of it as just rehearsal, but with like more movement to it or something. You know, just get through it and you'll be alright.
And don't try new shit that you think you should try during the show. Save that for practice. But yeah, same thing. I think of it as, okay, like I've done this with my band so many times. Like, I got this. You know, once you start playing, it kind of just flows.
I think Owen wants to say, like, you tried something new that you shouldn't have tried. What was it?
There's a couple songs that are not in our set anymore where Josh just played them differently every time, and sometimes they were really cool. I'll give you that, but it would be cool to figure that out in practice. And this reminds me of another point. Again, we try to look, you know, cool and interesting and whatever, but like we actually practice how to perform. So if you are starting out and you want to know how to get like the attention of promoters or the attention of other people who are in bands, and you want to go play and you're having a hard time, you're looking at videos of yourself on stage, like actually practice performing. So like, don't just know your songs, that's step one, but step two is like, what are our transitions between songs? Instead of just being silent, kind of tuning, like how do we go from song A to song B to song C? Where do I stand on stage at this part of the song? What am I, as the singer, I think, what am I gonna say to people to make people want to dance for our song? How do I get people to move? So it's not nerdy and it's not corny and it's not chewy to like practice putting on a good show, because when you go to play a show, that's what you're doing. That's the whole goal. Number one, know your songs, but practice putting on a good show, do it with your buddies, laugh at each other at the rehearsal, so then you can go and have a good time together. Yeah.
You're doing your own shows, but does it seem like you want to take a back seat on that and then open up for all those other bands, or would you like to headline all those festivals?
You know, originally when we started putting on shows, it was so we could get booked. So we would book the shows ourselves. And that kind of evolved into like, oh, we can actually like book other bands too and like highlight other people. So I think we are realizing that it's fun to play those shows and like be the headliner at the show. But it's also really, really, really fun to be a good band, but also be the worst band on the bill.
Right.
It's, you know, it's kind of like Ash Ketchum in Pokemon. He's not okay with just the 8 gym badges from Kanto. He's got to go to Johto. He's got to get the badges everywhere. So look, we can put on shows and make ourselves headliners and have a good time, and we've been doing that a lot, but I think in the future we really are trying to find a way to support bands that are doing something special in their own backyard, and bring the firepower that we have, because I think we do put on a good live show, and I mean, moving on, we're gonna have a good mix of doing that. But the first IE alt punk show we put together, the opening band, two sisters, Cat Rat, they were 13 and 11 years old, and it was really cool to give them that show. Nerve Fest, which is coming up in a couple days, we have some buddies that we found. They're called Waiting Room. They're just out of high school, and it was really cool to give them a show. And the guy was like, "We can't find shows. What do we do?" I was like, "I'll put you on this one." Cool. So it felt good to be able to do that. It felt good to be in a position to give other people opportunities. So we are trying to find the balance of having that cool role, but also still staying focused on pushing our band forward.
When you do a festival, wouldn't you want to just be like, hey, we'll go on in the middle, bring the tempo up,
Yeah.
and then, just follow through with it, and then, highlight the 13 and 11-year-old on headlining. Just to be like, hey, here's us, dude. Like, this is how it feels.
We astroturfed it a bit. We gave ourselves some legitimacy. Beautiful wife. It's just walked by. It's shout out. So doing these things, it has helped other bands, but it also has helped us because we are learning all the sides of the business, all the sides of the industry by doing this. I have a lot of empathy now for what it takes to be a venue, for what it takes to be a promoter putting these shows together. So I think it helps us put our best foot forward when we're trying to go get a show booked, and I know exactly what the promoter needs from us. So there's always pros and cons. It's way too much work, and I need to not work as much on it, but we like where we are right now, and we're excited for the shows that we have.
That one stint where you guys had 6 shows, 6 weeks, did you take that as a practice, or did you take it as going as a show? Was it a show, or is it practice at the same time? How were you guys approaching that? Because, that's packed. Especially for just starting and doing all that and then missing someone that's playing around.
There was definitely a wrench in the gears, missing members, but the goal was always in sight. It's a tour of the IE, which is an incredibly large, diverse community of venues, bands, fans, and people. So we don't need to go to LA, we don't need to go to San Diego to drum up some real excitement in the IE, which is what we did. So it was a run. We went on a run of 6 shows in the IE. It culminated in IE Alt Punk 5, and I think that really paid off for us. Richard, what do you think about that? Because you kind of came in you had to crash land.
It was interesting kind of jumping in the middle of it, especially with, a drummer gone. I would say that was pretty difficult coming in with I love it. That drummer, he was a cool guy. When you're not as familiar with the songs, it's really hard to kind of figure out where you are in the song. And so there was browsing. I wasn't even playing the same notes as everybody else.
Crowd couldn't tell.
Crowd couldn't tell, thankfully. So I ended up finding my way through it. So I think we ended up okay in the end.
First, my kids.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Scarlett and Olivia. They're really cool. Band I want to shout out is Midnight Sweater. So I really love those guys. These guys are really fun. They're a really fun band to watch. I love their music, and they're just really cool guys overall. It's true. Yeah. You're right.
Shout out Sam, Owen's wife, for introducing me to Owen. If I didn't meet her, I wouldn't have been in Nerve Hooks. So. Yeah, and shout out, I already mentioned him, but my friend Mitch for introducing me to the drums and letting me borrow his kit.
And what's Mitch's band called?
Oh, yes. How good. His band is named Date Street. They're fantastic. You guys should definitely check them out. It's like an indie, they're moving more of the indie vibe direction, but they have many genres in their discography. It's really good.
And shout out to my wife, Pauline. She's amazing, and she's out of town right now, so I miss her a lot.
Shout out to these guys. It's not Nerve Hooks without us. So that's cool. Shout out to my wife too. Shout out to C Squared for coming out to Upland, California. You're in the boondocks out here or something. We're really happy to be talking to you. There are so many people, so many bands we could thank. Recently we did have some fill-in drummers to shout out. We had Eric DeMasi, who plays in a band called Date Street. He also plays in Strut. He's saved our behinds a few times by filling in. Also, Juan Diego Funes, who is the drummer in a band called Sulk, who are our neighbors in Ontario. Check them out. They are rocking. Upcoming, well, again, the lineup for Nerfest, we have 9 bands. I gotta thank all of them for being part of the first Nerfest. So we have Waiting Room, Elfin Droid, Crooklyn, White Widow, the Midnight Sweats, Conferro and the New Preachers, the Owling from LA, Great Demise, and Nerfhooks. That's us. Every band that's ever played an IE Alt-Punk show. You have Cat Rat, you have Sugar Vine, you have Citrus Park, Crooklyn and the Science Kids, Los Dead Kings, Fairvale, Midnight Sweats. It goes on and on. There are so many bands. I'm going to do my best to name all of them. I can't. That's crazy. No, there are more bands. The IE has 10 million thousand bands, and they're all better than us. So check out each and every one of them. Finally, shout out my 5-year-old neighbor Charlie, who really is the fifth hook, and our band is a lot better because of the time we get to spend with him when he comes and practices in year out. We can show some love to our previous members who have been part of the journey. Fiona, who played bass for us for a long time. Sophia, who played bass for us for a long time. Rob, who is our original drummer, and Tristan, our original singer. They're all part of the story that is still being told.
Perfect. Is there anything else you guys would like to talk about?
We have a new song coming out on August 14th, so we decided we're going to be a bit more upbeat, a bit more peppy with our songs. So this one's called Birth is a Death Sentence. It's out August 14th on the fucking internet. You know where it is.
I should ask this anyways. You guys plan on making vinyls?
You are the second person to ask, so I think that's a sign. We do have CDs. We've been doing CDs. Vinyls are expensive. You're not selling out in the stadiums right now, so we would like to. We do CDs, cassettes are in the future too. We DIY pretty much everything we can. If you do not have a CD player, go to Goodwill. Don't go to Target and buy a new fucking CD player. Go to Goodwill, go to a thrift store, buy a CD player, they'll have it.
Keep them on Xbox.
Yes.
That's true. All right, guys, let's wrap it up. Thank you guys for doing the interview with C Squared, presented by Disarray magazine.
Thank you.
Thank you.